Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, he, she's, theys, and them, welcome back to Bisba Passion. And today, I would like to experiment on a new video format where I'll be bringing you some of the hottest and hopefully most intriguing stories to come out of the women's game. And today we have a fair few interesting tidbits that are coming out of women's football that I think you may find very interesting to hear about. Right now, there is no official title for this kind of a series, but any suggestions would be welcomed, and yes, credit will be given. For our first story, make our way to Argentina, where Racing Club de Avellaneda, excuse me for the butchering if I did butcher it there, have released a first of its kind breastfeeding shirt for its female fans. This kind of shirt has been seen on the home kit and is designed to allow for comfortable breastfeeding for women who come with their children to the grounds. And it's been a revelation for something like this to happen because it really helps with battling the stigma and the societal negativity that has come with breastfeeding. Now, Racing Club are well known amongst the footballing world, or at least the hipsters and those who play Football Manager, for being the club that brought up Lautaro Martinez, who is currently at Inter Milan. Now, apart from that, this is a very fascinating and very important step in inclusivity in the world of football, because this shirt essentially has a strategically placed opening between two overlapping layers that permit for breastfeeding in the event that a female fan who comes with their baby has to feed their child. And this is good because it's the first of its kind, and in the world of football, no one has ever come up with this. And it's a breath of fresh air to see a club in general making these kinds of important steps to make women's football more inclusive and more comfortable and more respectful for all of its fans, especially mothers. And the best part about all of this is that Racing Club have made the shirt design public domain. So this is to mean that any football club around the world, no matter where they are, they can adopt this design and manufacture the same kinds of shirts for their respective female fans. And if anything, this should be something that all clubs, or as many as possible, those who can afford to do so, they should jump onto this opportunity and show their fan base that they are all in on inclusivity and they are more than happy to welcome in mothers and their children into the game in this one outlet. For our next story, we head off to North London, where Arsenal in the headlines once again. This time, not for dropping 5 points, but for trying to make Alicia Russo the most expensive player in all of women's history. The Gunners were reported to have made a late January bid of £500,000 for the Euros winner, which is £100,000 more than Kira Walsh to Barcelona just a few seasons ago. Now, this bid is in light of the striker issue that is currently happening at Arsenal, whereby both Beth Bede and Viviana Miedema are currently out injured long term, and Alicia Russo was pinpointed out by the Arsenal hierarchy as the perfect striker to come in and help Arsenal try and salvage their currently dwindling hopes of regaining the Women's League title. Now, Alicia Russo herself is out of contract in the summer, and she is more than inclined to go and talk to other clubs who might be interested in her services. And this is a potential watershed moment for Manchester United, as they're letting go of arguably one of the best young strikers out there, especially to come out of England, as currently she has more than 5 goals in the league so far, and she has been performing at a high level for the Three Lionesses. And in our final story, we stick in England, where the latest controversy to come out of the Women's Super League is the issue of undersoil heating. Now, recently, a couple of WSL games, particularly the one between Chelsea and Liverpool, were called off because of poor conditions in the stadium, and these mainly pertain to the pitch. The pitch was frozen over and was unsuitable for play, and this was mainly due to there being no undersoil heating at the match. Now, this occurred in Meadow Park, where both Chelsea and Liverpool had played for an initial 7 minutes before the referee came and called off the match due to the poor pitch conditions. This has sparked up a lot of controversy and debate amongst the main players in women's football about the state of conditions when it comes to the pitches and whether it's now time for women's football matches to move to their parent club stadiums. So, for example, this means Chelsea games now going to be played at Stamford Bridge or Arsenal games being played at the Emirates. A lot of debate has sparked because many clubs do think that such an action or a motive by the officials in these matches to let the game go on or to even bother showing up when the conditions are clearly very poor and not suitable for a match to take place has shown that there is particularly a potential lack of care from the match organizers, and that has a trickle down effect down to the supporters who, as much as they do their best to come out and to support the teams, such an incident like this can encourage them to no longer come because they would say to themselves that it's not worth it because this game is not being taken seriously, so why should we? Now, this is a topic that I will be exploring in a later video, and to explore whether or not it is time, in fact, for these women's games to move to the main stadiums, because in recent times there has been a lot of interest by both fans and club officials to show that women's games have evolved to the point whereby not just a couple of hundred or a couple of thousand fans come in attendance, but the fans nowadays, they do come in their droves. So now the debate needs to be had, in my opinion, and I will be further exploring this topic and the potential outcomes and ramifications of it in a later video. And that will wrap it up today for this experimental video. I do apologize if it does sound like I'm everywhere and nowhere at the same time, but that is the nature of experimenting. It will get better in time. But I really do hope that you enjoyed the video and you found something interesting in one of these 3 stories. Please do like, share, and subscribe, and comment down if this is something you'd like to see further down the line or in future or as a regular part of the YouTube channel. And have yourselves a good day. Thank you, and see you later. Goodbye.